Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Z Consulting Podcast.
It's great to be here.
Today we're diving deep into the world of entrepreneurship skills.
Oh, very cool.
But not just the starting a business part.
Right.
Anyone can technically do that.
Yeah.
It's more about thriving as an entrepreneur.
That's really where the interesting stuff is.
Exactly.
So many people think that being an entrepreneur is all about the idea.
Right.
But it's so much more.
It really is.
To succeed, you need a really solid set of skills.
And that's exactly what we're going to explore today.
Awesome.
We're using Lomit Patel's article,
Okay.
Entrepreneurship Skills, the ultimate guide to crushing it in 2024 as our guide.
This is a great article.
It's like a blueprint for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, it really lays out what it takes to succeed.
It outlines 10 essential skills.
10 skills, you say?
That's right.
I'm intrigued.
So before we jump into the specifics,
Okay.
what are your initial thoughts? When you hear entrepreneurship skills, what comes to mind?
You know, it's funny. I think about the difference between passion and practicality.
That's a good point.
You can be super passionate,
Oh, yeah.
but without the skills to execute,
Right.
that passion fizzles out.
It's like having the ingredients for a gourmet meal,
Oh, I like that.
but not knowing how to cook.
Exactly.
You need both to bring it to life.
And Patel starts with a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
Business management skills.
He calls this the backbone.
This is such a good analogy.
So what exactly does he mean by backbone?
Well, he's referring to the core functions of a business: budgeting,
Okay.
financial management, strategic planning, even organization.
Right. So it's not enough to just have an idea.
Nope.
You need to be able to actually create a plan
A structured operational business plan.
and execute it.
Exactly. And that's where so many entrepreneurs get tripped up.
Yeah, they might have the passion
They do.
and the creativity,
Uh-huh.
but lack the experience in the practical areas.
And without that strong backbone, the whole business becomes unstable.
Like building a house on a shaky foundation.
Oh, yeah. I love that visual.
But a business needs more than just management skills, right?
Oh, for sure.
What else does Patel highlight?
Well, next he talks about sales.
Sales.
You need customers.
Of course, we all need customers.
And to get customers, you need to be able to sell.
This is where some people might get scared.
I think so.
What tips do you have for them?
Well, I think it's all about building relationships.
Okay.
People buy from people they trust.
That's true.
So build rapport, understand your customers, and present your product as a solution.
It's more about problem solving
It is.
than just pushing a product.
That's a great way to put it.
Patel also talks about another important skill,
Okay, let's hear it.
communication
Oh, that's huge.
and listening skills.
Can't forget listening.
Why are those so important?
Think of a business as a network of relationships. You have relationships with your customers, your employees, your investors.
All kinds of people.
And the effectiveness of those relationships relies on good communication.
It's a two-way street, right?
Absolutely.
You need to be able to get your ideas across.
Yeah.
But you also need to be able to listen.
To feedback from customers, employees, mentors.
Right, like a dance.
Oh, I like that.
Where you lead and follow at the same time.
That's communication in a nutshell.
So we've got business management, sales, and communication.
All crucial.
Now let's talk about something a little scarier.
Uh-oh.
Financial management.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm not a numbers person myself,
Me neither.
but you can't escape it.
Nope. It's the lifeblood of any business.
I know you're right.
You could have the best product, the most passionate team, the greatest marketing. If you're not managing your money well.
It'll all fall apart.
Exactly. So Patel talks about managing cash flow, forecasting revenue and expenses, even raising capital.
So it's using these numbers to make decisions.
Yes, informed decisions about the future of your business.
Like a GPS for your business.
I love that analogy.
Keeping you on the right track.
Right. And speaking of staying on track,
Yeah.
let's move on to marketing.
Oh boy, marketing.
It's a big one.
There's so much to know.
And it's always changing.
Where do you even begin?
I like to think of marketing as storytelling.
Storytelling.
At its core, it's about connecting with your audience,
Okay.
conveying the value of your product in a way that resonates with them.
So it's not just about ads
Not just ads.
or going viral,
It's about crafting a genuine message that connects.
which takes a lot of work.
It does.
Yeah.
You have to understand your audience, their needs, their pain points.
And then speak to those
Exactly. Create content that provides value.
through things like blog posts, videos,
Yeah.
social media, even traditional advertising.
It depends on your target market
Of course.
and the nature of your business.
So we've covered a lot so far.
We have.
Business management, sales, communication. financial management marketing.
Wow, we've laid quite a foundation.
But there's more to come.
I'm ready.
Let's get into the more dynamic skills next.
Oh, I love this part.
Patel talks about problem solving
Okay.
and creativity.
Interesting combo.
Why are those so important together?
Well, because entrepreneurship is never a straight line.
What do you mean?
You're always going to face challenges.
I imagine so.
Market shifts, roadblocks.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be able to navigate those things.
So think on your feet
Exactly.
and come up with creative solutions.
That's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful.
You can't just have plan A.
Nope.
You need plan B, C, and D.
That's where creativity comes in.
It's about thinking outside the box,
It is.
coming up with innovative solutions,
That you might not have thought of before.
especially in industries that are constantly evolving.
Like tech.
You have to adapt quickly.
So how can entrepreneurs develop these skills?
Problem solving and creative thinking.
Yeah. Are you just born with them?
I think there's a natural inclination for some people,
Uh-huh.
but they can definitely be cultivated.
So how do you do that? One way is to surround yourself with diverse perspectives.
Get out of your bubble.
Exactly. If everyone thinks the same way, you'll get stuck.
I can see that.
Bouncing ideas off of people with different backgrounds can lead to breakthroughs,
Like brainstorming.
but better.
And it's not just your team, right?
Yep.
Go to industry events.
Yes.
Network with people in different fields.
Even just read books and articles on various topics.
Expand your horizons.
It all adds to your creative palette.
I love that.
Speaking of adding tools to your toolkit,
Okay.
Patel also talks about time management and organization.
Ooh, time management.
This is a tough one.
Trying to fit 25 hours into a 24-hour day.
The struggle is real.
Any tips?
Well, the first step is to recognize that your time is your most valuable resource.
Oh, that's so true.
It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day.
And lose sight of the bigger picture.
Exactly. You need to be intentional with your time
Prioritizing.
and delegating effectively.
Delegation can be hard
It can.
for someone who likes to do everything themselves.
It's a process, but essential for scaling your business.
So how do you do it?
Start by identifying tasks that can be easily delegated,
Things that don't require your specific expertise.
but are still time-consuming.
And communicate clearly with the person you're delegating to.
Absolutely. Set clear deadlines, provide context to be available to answer questions.
It's about empowering them to succeed,
Not just dumping work on them.
which ties into the next skill,
And that is...
leadership.
Ah, yes, leadership.
What does it really mean to be a leader?
Especially as an entrepreneur.
Right.
It's not about barking orders.
Or being charismatic.
It's about inspiring your team,
To achieve a shared vision.
creating a culture of trust and respect.
So being more of a guide than a boss,
Exactly. Someone who empowers others to grow and succeed.
which requires strong communication skills,
It does.
empathy,
And the ability to build relationships.
and of course adaptability,
Because things rarely go according to plan.
especially in the world of entrepreneurship.
You have to roll with the punches, adjust your strategy, keep moving forward.
Patel even dedicates a whole section to adaptability and resilience.
He knows how important they are.
So you need to be able to adjust your plan when things change,
And learn from your setbacks.
to bounce back even stronger,
It takes a certain mindset.
like an internal compass,
I like that.
keeping you headed in the right direction no matter what's happening around you.
And that leads us to the final skill on Patel's list.
Which is,
Stress management.
now that's something everyone can relate to.
Oh, for sure.
The pressure,
Yeah.
the long hours, the fear of failure.
It takes a toll.
So how do you manage it?
Well, you have to take care of yourself.
Mentally and physically.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
What works for you?
I find balance between work and life.
That makes sense.
Making sure I take time for myself.
To exercise, spend time with loved ones, even just disconnect for a bit.
It's so important.
Otherwise, you'll burn out.
And that helps no one.
So we've covered a lot.
We really have.
Business management, financial planning, creativity, leadership, stress management.
What are your main takeaways?
Entrepreneurship is more than just a great idea.
It really is.
It's about having a diverse set of skills
To bring that idea to life.
to navigate the challenge,
And build a sustainable business.
and these skills work together,
like pieces of a puzzle
creating a synergy.
that leads to
You
success.
can't just focus on one or two.
You need the whole set.
And the good news is,
What's that?
these skills can be developed.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not just born with them.
Anyone can learn and grow.
Through practice,
Mentorship.
and experiences.
Entrepreneurship is a journey,
It's not easy
but it's so rewarding.
if you're willing to put in the work
And learn and grow.
and surround yourself with the right people.
You can achieve amazing things.
It's about building something you believe in
something that makes a difference.
and pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone,
Discovering your own potential.
creating something truly remarkable.
I love that.
And speaking of remarkable,
Oh, yeah.
I have to mention a company,
What company?
Nidus Lab.
I've heard of them.
They're doing incredible things in tech.
What do they do?
They specialize in AI agents, web apps,
Yeah.
software chatbots,
Wow.
design and content.
That's impressive.
They're like a one-stop shop
For all your tech needs.
if you're a startup
Or an established business.
looking to take things to the next level.
Definitely check them out.
You can find them at www.niduslab.com.
I'll have to do that.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Ooh, a challenge.
Think back to the 10 skills we discussed.
10 skills.
Which ones resonated with you?
That's a good question.
Which ones are your strongest? And which ones could you develop further?
To really level up your game.
It's not about being perfect in every area.
You got that right.
It's about identifying your strengths
And recognizing where you can grow.
and being open to continuous learning.
Entrepreneurship is a journey.
It's about constantly evolving,
Adapting.
striving to be better
I like that.
as a business leader.
And as an individual.
Well said.
It's about being able to see those obstacles and think on your feet, and come up with solutions that maybe you hadn't even considered.
It's like having a backup plan,
Oh, yeah, definitely. A plan B, C, and D.
at least.
And that's where I think creativity really shines.
Uh-huh.
Being able to see things from different angles.
Different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly. And come up with innovative solutions that, maybe you wouldn't have thought of if you hadn't been pushed.
And I bet this is even more important in industries that are constantly changing,
Oh, absolutely.
like you said, tech or fashion.
Yeah, you have to adapt so quickly in those fields.
Things are changing all the time.
What's hot today is old news tomorrow.
Exactly. So how can entrepreneurs actually develop these skills?
That's a good question.
The problem solving and the creative thinking.
I think for some people, it comes naturally.
Okay.
But I also think that anyone can cultivate it.
So what are some things they can do?
Surround yourself with diverse perspectives.
That makes sense.
If everyone in your team thinks the same way, you're going to get stuck.
You're going to be limited.
Exactly. Bouncing ideas off of people with different backgrounds, different experiences, different ways of thinking.
Yeah.
That can really spark something new.
It's like better brainstorming.
That's a good way to put it.
And it's not just limited to your team, is it?
No, not at all.
You can go to industry events.
Yes.
Network with people outside your field.
Read books and articles.
Broaden your horizons.
It all adds to your creative palette.
I love that analogy.
Speaking of adding to your toolkit,
What else?
Patel also talks about time management and organization.
Oh, time management.
That's the one that always gets me.
Trying to do it all.
It's like there aren't enough hours in the day.
So what helps?
The first thing is recognizing that your time is your most valuable resource.
That's so true.
It's finite.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day.
And forget about the big picture.
So you really need to be intentional.
Intentional with your time.
Yep. Set clear goals, prioritize tasks, and delegate effectively.
Ooh, delegation.
I know.
That's a tough one.
Especially for people who like to do everything themselves.
How do you get better at it?
It's a process, but essential for growth.
So how do you start?
Identify tasks that you can easily hand off,
Things that don't need your specific expertise.
but are still eating up your time.
No.
And when you do delegate,
Yeah.
communicate clearly.
Make sure they know what they're doing.
Exactly. Set deadlines, provide context, and be there if they have questions.
It's about giving them the tools to succeed,
It is not just throwing work at them and hoping for the best.
which actually leads us nicely into the next skill,
How does it?
leadership.
That's a big topic,
What does it really mean to be a leader?
especially in the entrepreneurial world.
Right, because it's not about being the boss.
Not about barking orders.
Nope, it's about inspiring people
Mhm.
to work towards a shared vision.
Creating that culture of trust and respect.
So more of a guide than a dictator,
Exactly, someone who empowers others to grow.
which takes strong communication,
Definitely.
empathy.
And strong relationships.
Oh, for sure. And we can't forget about adaptability.
Oh, right. Because, like we said,
Things rarely go according to plan.
never a straight line.
So being able to adapt is key.
You have to adjust your strategy, keep moving, even when things get tough.
And Patel really emphasizes this.
Adaptability and resilience.
Yeah, the whole section on it.
Because it's that important.
So you need to be able to roll with the punches.
Learn from your setbacks.
Come back stronger.
It's a mindset.
Like an internal compass.
Keeping you on track.
No matter what's happening around you.
And that brings us to the last skill on his list.
What's that?
Stress management.
Oh boy. I think every entrepreneur struggles with this.
The pressure, the long hours, the uncertainty.
It's a lot.
It really is. So you have to take care of yourself.
You always say that.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
How do you do it?
I try to find balance.
Balance between work and life.
Making time for things I enjoy.
Like what?
Exercise, spending time with friends and family, just disconnecting for a bit.
It's important to recharge.
Otherwise, you burn out.
And that's not good for you or your business.
Nope. So we've covered a lot.
Business management, financial planning, creativity, leadership, stress management.
Wow, what a list.
What are your main takeaways?
For me, it's that entrepreneurship is about more than just an idea.
Right.
It's about having all these different skills that work together to make that idea a reality.
It's like they're all connected.
Yeah, they create the synergy that drives success.
You can't just focus on one or two,
You need them all.
like different tools in a toolbox.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't try to build a house with just a hammer.
You need the whole set.
Exactly.
And what I also love is that these skills can be learned.
You're not just born an entrepreneur.
You can grow and develop these skills over time.
Through practice.
Mentorship,
Just by putting yourself out there.
which makes it so exciting. You're
Yeah.
always learning and growing.
And there's always something new to learn,
Right.
a new challenge to overcome.
A new way to push yourself.
And that's a good message for anyone thinking about entrepreneurship.
It's not a walk in the park.
There will be challenges,
Long hours.
setbacks.
But if you're willing to put in the work,
Surround yourself with the right people.
the rewards are incredible.
It's about building something you believe in
Something that makes a difference.
and pushing yourself further than you thought you could.
Discovering your potential.
And creating something truly amazing.
Like Nidus Lab.
Oh yeah, speaking of,
They're doing some really cool stuff.
they're a tech company
Yeah, I've heard of them.
specializing in AI agents,
Wow.
web apps,
Mm,
software chatbots, design content.
they do it all.
They can help startups and established businesses.
Take things to the next level.
If you're looking for a tech partner, check them out.
Where can we find them?
Their website is www.nidaslab.com.
I have to look them up.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
A challenge of sorts.
Think back to those 10 skills we talked about.
10 skills, got it.
Which ones stood out to you?
Good question.
Which ones are you already good at?
I see what you're doing.
And which ones do you need to work on?
To become a better entrepreneur,
It's not about being perfect at all of them.
that's for sure.
It's about knowing your strengths
And weaknesses.
and always being open to learning and growing.
Because entrepreneurship is a journey.
It's about always evolving,
Adapting.
becoming a better version of yourself.
In business and in life.
Well said.
Thanks.
We release new episodes every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m.,
Thank you for tuning in to the Z Consulting Podcast.
where we discuss the ins and outs of business.
Looking forward to having you join us again.